A Well-Earned Escape by Kaylee Morris. Courage is the commitment to begin without any guarantee of success. This is the story of my great-grandfather, Irving Gayer. He was an honest and hard-working man whose immigration story has impacted my whole family. He had a hard life full of obstacles to overcome. His courage, bravery, and determination inspire me. On May 9, 1910, Irving Gayer was born in what is now Lviv, Ukraine. He lived with his mother Enya, his father Moshe, and his sister Zelda. Irving was the oldest child of his family and was very close to his father. His father Moshe owned a bar and was a very honest man. Moshe was seen as a leader and was trusted by many people. In around 1928, the Russians were forcing young men to join the army. Many young men from his village had already been taken, never to return to their families. In a desperate attempt to save their son, Moshe and Enya hid Irving in an old, dry well. After spending a month hiding in the well and eating nothing but sunflower seeds, Irving grew a beard and began to look old, frail, and sickly. Looking so sickly, Irving was able to pretend to be an old man and get false papers out of the country. This meant leaving everything he knew and loved at the age of 20. He traveled to Canada, where he stayed with his two cousins. Eventually, he decided to start his own life in New York. He traveled to New York as a tourist and stayed without a visa. He became a delivery man, delivering seltzer, eggs, and many other products. Irving realized that he needed a career to make a better life for himself. He became a house painter. He did this for the rest of his life. After only a short time, someone he had met introduced Irving to my great-grandmother, Lily Rosenberg. Irving and Lily began courting and soon were engaged to be married. As was the tradition back then, Irving wrote his father and asked him to come meet his bride and give his blessing. Moshe made the long and expensive trip from Poland to meet Lily. When Moshe came from Poland, there were already serious concerns for Jews living in Europe. When Moshe saw how wonderful Lily and Irving's life was in New York, he wanted that for the rest of his family. Irving and Lily begged him to stay and to send for Enya and Zelda, but being the honest and trustworthy man he was, he insisted on traveling back to Poland. He told Irving that he would be back, but sadly, that was not the case. Soon after Moshe returned home, all the Jews in his village were rounded up by the Nazis, shot, and killed. One boy survived and shared his story about the town. There was a monument erected in the lime quarry outside of the town, where they were buried in a mass grave. A record of their deaths is registered in Yad Vashem. Irving felt a terrible sense of loss and never spoke of his family again. However, that did not stop Irving and Lily from moving on. They had two children, my grandmother Anita and my great-uncle Marty. Anita went on to have a family of her own. She had 4 children. One of those children is my mother, Lisa Morris. Irving and Lily were a big part of my mom's life. They shared Shabbat dinners together, all of the Jewish holidays, and attended my mother's bat mitzvah. My mom says that much of what she learned about her Jewish identity was from her grandparents. My grandfather's strength served as an inspiration to me. If he could endure all of these hardships and still become a happy man, then anything is possible. My grandfather inspires me to work hard and create my own well-earned life.